if you don't understand, I actually want to tell you a story real quick, okay? So one of the things that I've experienced over the course of my life is racism, okay? So I've had and experienced racism from all types of people, actually, from the growing up in the Bay Area, white people, Asians, Filipinos. I experienced it from black people, from gay people, from lesbian people, you just name it. I mean, I've experienced from all types of people. And I made a decision a long time ago to not be mad at folks because of racism based off of, somebody's ethnic issues or economic issues or whatever. And believe me, I mean, from Japanese, Chinese, whatever. Now, I can tell you guys freaking stories, but I don't get mad at whole swaths of people because of the acts of a few. But I also don't believe in my heart at all that there's some sort of reckoning that needs to happen nationally to make up for those ills, because you can't make up for somebody's heart issue. You can't legislate for it, and you can't program, because program is actually what's going to be happening. You can't program people out of racism. You can't. So, and you can't try to educate them out of racism. They have to actually have interactions with people and then just interact with folks. That's basically all it is. But you can't do it because you can't try to force people to believe something that's just not, that's where, you can't force people to believe something where they are the accused. You can't do that, because what that does is it makes the person resentful. And the reason why I'm talking to you about this is a portion of the Biden agenda is to insert critical race theory into all areas of our nation, from our education system to the government to whatever. I mean, it's going to be taught as orthodox doctrine. And this is going to be something that is supposed to make up for systematic racism and to make things more racially equitable. Now, why this is important to you is, if you do not understand these things, but you know inherently something's wrong with it, you need to investigate it, you need to learn about it, and you need to fight against it, speak against it within your family and with the people that you care about. Because your children will become your enemies in a heartbeat, because they're going to be taught in these public schools, potentially even in private schools and in your churches, that there is a white on black issue, but there's actually a black on white issue. There is a something against white people, something against black people. Your kids are going to be taught this as the truth, when in reality, it's a skewed view of reality. It's a skewed view of the world. And that world is not the truth. There are many, many black people who are standing up against this because they see where it will lead. And believe me, it leads to the confiscation of property, the confiscation of jobs, the confiscation of money. It leads to all those things out of jealousy and out of this some sort of like virtued idea that taking from one group makes you better. That's actually what's going to end up happening, and that will lead to very bad things. And that's what, I mean, it's just what happened to the Jews with the Nuremberg laws, what happened back in Germany. So the reason why I'm telling you this is, if you don't know about this stuff, you won't understand how black people are being enslaved by critical race theory. It's slavery all over again. It's a mentality this time, and it's based off of emotion. White people are being enslaved by it, because it is based off of white guilt. If you have never heard of Andrew Gillum, what he said about the use of white guilt when he was running for the Florida gubernatorial position against Ron DeSantis, you need to look that up. Just look it up, and what he was saying about white guilt and how it's used against white people. You need to know these things, because if you're not white, you need to understand how the emotions are used against people for the purposes of gaining power, position, prestige, and money. And it's all about power. And you need to know that stuff, because if you don't, you'll be a victim of it. And I'm saying this to you because critical race theory has been and will become the norm across America, based off of what Biden is actually legislating, what he wants to use his executive order. He's doing the same crap Obama did. Rule by executive order. That's actually what these people do, who are totalitarians, who are fascists and Marxists. That's what they do. So understand this. If you don't know it, get to know it, because it's going to get to know you. Maybe it already does.